Hello everyone, I hope this video finds you and your families healthy and safe. I certainly miss you. I was so sorry to see the golf course had to be closed down last week. The leaders in our industry, the PGA, National Golf Foundation, Golf Business Network, all the major associations are very positive that we're going to be open soon. The curve is flattening, people are starting to do better, so it's my hope that I'm going to see you on the course very, very soon, as soon as possible. So I'm super excited to get the season going. From what golf we've already had, in March and early part of April, we've had great demand in the golf course, which is so awesome. So I want to thank you all so much for that. I want to thank you for the emails that I've been receiving from so many of our members. Looking forward to getting lessons. Looking forward to coming and supporting the golf shop. The golf shop will be ready as soon as we can. We're actually working on an online shop right now that we hope to launch to you very soon. I'll send you a link to that as soon as it becomes active. So thank you so much. I stopped by the club today and I thought I would send you a video on the golf swing. So for those of you who've taken lessons from me in the past, there's three things that I think are most important in your golf swing. It starts with number one, your setup, number two, your backswing, and number three, your downswing. And they all basically correlate to what you're doing at impact. So impact's all that matters. And what are those three things doing to give you a good impact position? So setup is most definitely starts with the grip. And I prefer a stronger grip. We see that the predominant miss for most players is a slice. So for a right-handed player, a ball that trails off to the right, and for a lefty, a ball that trails off to the left. That's due to the club face position. And a stronger grip, which is where for a righty, right-handed player, the left hand rotates over on the club so you can kind of see two knuckles, see the logo on my glove, and then the right hand blends in from there. For our lefties, the right hand on top again. This way you can see two knuckles, see the logo in your glove, the left hand blending in. The left hand that is rotated too far to the left, where you can't see the knuckles, can't see your logo, is a weak grip, which promotes an open club face, which tends to lead to that slice. So if you've, again, taken lessons from me in the past, the first thing I look at is your grip. It's how is your grip relating to the club face? Because if you can square the club face at a dress with good contact, you can play golf. So the grip is the most important part of that. Once you have your good grip on there, in terms of the position of your hands, secondly is the pressure. So I like a very, very, very soft grip. So on a scale of 0 to 10, if 0 is I'm not holding on, and 10 is I'm just death gripping it, I like a 2 or a 3. I want you to hold the club really, really soft. And I want that to go from your fingertips all the way through your arms to your shoulders. How soft can you hold the club? How relaxed can you hold it? We find so many players that just hold it so tight, it doesn't allow you to move, right? So the club needs to kind of ebb and flow in your swing. When you're tight, it kind of kicks your posture out of position. So we really, really want to make sure that we're keeping the club nice and light in our hands. As you talk about grip, the questions we get, interlock or overlap or 10 finger, I don't really mind. They're all good. They've all great players. Have had all kinds of different types of grips. Whatever feels comfortable to you. And I suggest playing with it. If you currently interlock, try overlap. If you overlap, try interlock. See what feels good to you. It's basically all about your feels. The other setups, things I want to show you real quick, ball position. So ball position has two parts. Number one, ball position in front of your stance this way. And also ball position in terms of how far you're standing from the ball. So in terms of the face-on view, I like a ball position for your wedges, basically through your fairway woods, just forward of center. So basically off of my logo. As I move into the driver, I'm going to move it about a couple inches more forward because that allows me to swing up in the driver as I move through the golf ball. You want to make sure, we hear a lot that I put my wedges farther back in my stance. And what that does is actually effectively de-lofts the club. So if you have, the farther you move the golf ball back, the more shaft lean you have, and the more you de-loft the club, the ball will actually fly further than you want it to. So we want to have basically a similar ball position for every club in your bag, from your wedges right through your fairway woods, and then we'll move it forward for the driver. From distance from the ball, a great trick on this is when you set up, your right hand should return back to the club for my right-handed players. Right? Obviously lefty would be this way. So as you take your stance, your right hand should return. If you're too far from the ball, the right hand will return back under the club. If you're too close, the right hand will return back over the club. So In terms of one versus the other, closer is always better than further away, right? So there are players that tend to hit the ball thin or top it. A lot of times you're just too far from it, you can't reach it when you make your swing. So from your start position, when you get all set, golf ball just forward of center, we want to have that right hand just coming back into the club. And those are your setup positions, right? You want to be athletic in your setup. We don't want to be stiff. We want to be nice and soft and ready to move. In terms of your width of your stance, I prefer a much more narrow stance than a wide stance. So if the stance is narrow, it allows your body to rotate. As you make your stance wider, you can't move as well. So for those players that tend to have a wider stance, try narrowing it and see what that does for you in terms of being able to move your body better. Once you have your setup, let's talk backswing. I want the backswing to be athletic. Now, when we talk backswing, I want you to try and make a full shoulder turn, and I like what we call width in your swing. I want to get your hands away from your body, so we don't want to be narrow here. This would be narrow, this would be wide. So when you make your swing, make a nice big full shoulder turn, try to get your hands away from your body. That creates speed. So you create a lot more speed having the hands wide. You think of the kind of the Bubba Watsons of the world or Dustin Johnson, they hit it forever. Hands are really, really high in the way. I like a lot of width in your swing. So the more width you can create, the more speed you can create into the golf ball. The backswing doesn't need to be, I use the word perfect, right? So if I take the club back, it doesn't need to be perfectly set. So I can take the club back, I can kind of move it around, find the ball, and still hit the shot. So you don't need to be perfect here, right? Just want to be athletic. Make a full shoulder turn, get those hands nice and wide, and you're in position to hit it. In your golf swing, you have rotation and shift. When you make your backswing, we don't want to have a lot of shift off the ball. So the more you move off the golf ball, the more you have to move back to it. So in a perfect world, the head should maintain what I call pretty centered over the ball. We don't want to have a lot of motion off it, okay? Now the downswing, so now the fun starts. So once you have your good setup, you have your good backswing, I like speed in your downswing. So again, most of you are taking a lesson from me. I don't think you can swing too hard. So I always cringe when I hear people say I'm trying to slow things down. So in my opinion, the slower you swing it, the more chance you have to make mistakes, right? Once you get to the top, just move it fast. The natural reaction will take over and you hit the shot. So we got a setup position. With the good backswing, we're feeling nice and wide. Good shoulder turn. Now, the question is, how do I start my downswing? I'm a big fan of the bigger muscle starting the downswing. So when you get to the top of your swing, I want your core, your hips, to initiate the downswing. I want that to be a rotation into the golf ball. So when we swing down, we don't want to start with our arms. We want to get to the top and allow our core and our hips to initiate the downswing and keep moving all the way through the ball. I like the verbiage uninhibited in the downswing. So once you get it to the top, I want you to be uninhibited going through. Just move it. And move it with as much speed as you can. Don't be afraid to swing it. Any player you watch, any good player, from any tour, whether it be the PGA, LPGA, or Champions Tour, they all swing it pretty hard, right? So I want you to do the same in your swing. So once you're set, you have your good grip, hands and arms are relaxed, make your good backswing position, and I want you to move. And the more speed you can create, obviously the farther the ball goes, I think you have a better chance of making good solid contact. And I want you to unwind your body all the way through to a nice full finish. So, setup, grip, stance, ball position, good posture, width of the stance. We make that good backswing, nice shoulder turn, hands and arms nice and wide from the body. Downswing starts from the lower body, hips initiate, all the way through to a finish. Balance is very important in your swing. Balance tells you a lot. So if you're off balance in your finish, chances are when you started your downswing, you were more upper body to start, and that's what can cause you to lose your balance. So when you're in that good top of your backswing, if the lower body initiates and you move through, you tend to be in good balance. For all of our golfers, I really, really like when you hit shots, hold your finish until the ball stops moving. Right? That tells you a lot about your swing. If you're in balance, it means your body's working properly. So we have setup, backswing, downswing. We'll be sending some more videos. We're going to send some putting videos, some short game chipping videos. Hope to have those to you soon. And be well. We can't wait to see you soon. Thanks so much.